am here with two of the members of the Doobie Brothers, and my goodness, you guys have had quite an adventure. Past how many years? 40? 50? Who's counting?
Something like that. In the 40s.
It was the early 70s. Tom Johnston and Patrick Simmons had just produced their first album under the name The Doobie Brothers. They went on to release 12 more albums, with lucky number 13 coming out with a country twist. Catching up with Johnston and Simmons before their Sunfest concert, they say the album will feature Brad Paisley, Chris Young, the Zac Brown Band, Toby Keith, and Sarah Evans.
The idea is to take the songs and change them around a little bit. Number one, you've got a guy singing differently than you. Number two, you've got a whole bunch of guys playing differently than the guys who played it originally. And in some songs, they really took them and changed them around, and I thought that was really awesome.
Is this your second reunion that you've come back together? Because my question is, do you like call them up and be like, hey, so I'm thinking about getting the band back together. What do you think?
This isn't really a reunion. This reunion's been going on since 1987 and on the road since '89 with the first album of this batch, which was Cycles. And, you know, we're still going strong. We just took about, what, 10 years off there, I guess you could say, from 82.
About 5 years.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, when you consider the 80s, we were all fooling around.
If you were to go back through life, redo it all, and you couldn't be an artist, what would you be doing?
I probably would have done what I was studying to be, and I was a graphic designer. So.
How did that conversation go with your parents?
We didn't have one. It just happened.
What about you? What would you be doing?
I would still be in jail.
How did you get the name Doobie Brothers?
Keith Rosen lived on 12th Street, which was the house where the band practiced all the time, and it was kind of a music center for San Jose at the time. A lot of people came through there. And we didn't have a name, and we were playing gigs, and we needed one. So he said, well, why don't you call yourselves the Doobie Brothers? It seems fitting and maybe appropriate.
He sort of said that. He sort of said, you guys smoke so much.
That's in the 70s,
Well, I didn't want
right?
to get on the details. Yeah, I was just going to leave it kind of
That's
vague.
why you would have still been in jail, right?
That's correct.
I'm sure that touring in the 70s, 80s, and so on and so forth has changed over the years. How is it a little bit different today? Are you still just going full
We
throttle?
were flying in the 70s, I mean, in an airplane. And then nowadays we're in a bus. That's probably the biggest change in touring that I can think of. Other than that, when you get on a stage, it's the same deal.
The same, you know. I mean, you go from city to city, and you know, you play for audiences. We haven't really changed our approach too much. We are what we've always been.
Rachel Lee, Fox 29.